You know what they say, right? If the team ain't broke, don't fix it. Anyways, you know what it is, battlers? JayDevin back at it with another Go Bad League video. That's right, I haven't changed anything on my team. I don't feel like there's really any reason to change anything on my team for the sake of content and, you know, bringing fresh teams in, whatever. Before, what I used to do is just change the team that I used all the time, and I found that I ended up performing poorly when I switched my team all the time. So I'm keeping the same team. I think what I'd like to do, since I'm performing better, I feel like I'm definitely performing better, that I know this team, I like using this team, and it's working right now in Ultra League, is probably within the next couple of days I'm going to open up submissions for you to send me content. If you'd like to have your battles featured on my channel for Pokemon Go Battle League and other PvP content as well, I'm going to be open up to that again. But nonetheless, I want to get right into what I had recorded for this. Now, I actually did this set during lunch. Unfortunately, it was not a complete set. I actually did end up going 5 for 5. I have the screenshot to prove it. I'll throw it up here real quick. Those are the last 2 matches. But I really like it when they, well, Machamp really likes opening up into a lot of things and doesn't like opening up into a lot of things, right? But Articuno, completely mandatory. So what I'm going to do, default every time. I don't know if I'm going to default every time bait, but nonetheless, I'm going to throw, whether it's, you know, Rock Slide or Cross Chop, and then I'm basically just going to dip into Berserker immediately. And I like to throw the close combat there as soon as possible as well, because I want to give them as little farm down as possible. And this is kind of a rough situation, right? Like, I don't want to come back in with the Shadow Machamp because I'm going to be taking 20% more damage per counter, and I don't want to use the shields that way. I would rather farm down this Scab a little bit and let them throw their energy. So I have the shields gone now. Okay, shields are out of play. Now, when you have a Shadow Machamp that has energy and a Gengar with a lot of energy with shields down, it creates this environment, right? Look, here comes this. Look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Look at this. Boom! Boom! Destroyed, and then I come back in, counter it down, I can't even get any energy, and I'm going to come back in with the Machamp, throw the Rock Slide to banish this Articuno into the Shadow Realm. This Articuno is gonna, like, no! The King Kuno days are over. Get it out of here, I'm done with it. So, that was a dub. I think this next match I matched up against, yeah, so this was Junkyard Jules. Unfortunately, we did not get to battle it. Lagged out. I don't know if it was lagged, but we didn't end up getting matched up after all. So this one's just going to go away here in a second. Let's move on to the next battle. Okay, here we go on the next one. The matchmaking is taking place as we speak. Dear Harry Sun, good luck, have fun. Let's get into it. Machamp, look. Articuno. Okay, this one is a Shadow though, right? So they swap out immediately. I know I call Gengar the swap. I feel like in situations like this, I feel like it's better for me to swap Berserker. So, you know, honestly, for right now, you can kind of ignore it. Because as I've grown to use this team and use it more, I prefer having Gengar in the back while eliminating their shields. So maybe, you know, it's not the Gengar swap team. Maybe it's a dual swap team, because you can swap either Gengar or Berserker with this line and you can be successful. I guess it just depends on what they swap in with, right? A swap that this team does kind of struggle with, I found out in the past set. I still went positive. I was 3 for 2. But let's say, for example, they lead with Cresselia and they swap a Swampert, right? That's pretty common in Open Ultra League. It's a very powerful play to make. I don't want to switch anything into that Swampert because it's Swampert. It makes no sense. I just want to stay in on that matchup, then end up seeing what they have in the back, and then that kind of turns into a, you know, an RNG of, what I have in the back going to be what you have in the back. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. There could be better ways to play that kind of situation with this team. I just haven't, like, since I'm doing all my sets with this team, I don't really practice on PvPoke right now with this team. I probably should, just for the sake of seeing, you know, what some plays RB that I could make. If you'd like to experiment with yourself, go ahead and tell me what you think. Throw it down in the comments below for everybody to know if they're trying to use this team. I definitely recommend this team. I love this team. Not in Premier. I mean, you can try this team in Premier. Let me know what you think as well. I use this in Open Ultra League. Okay, so I'm using this against the Giratina, Registeel, Cresselia, Togekiss, Melmetal, Swampert, all those nonsense meta picks. This team goes toe-to-toe with all of them. Again, though, in my opinion, with this team, believe it or not, the biggest problems are Swampert and Togekiss, especially when they have those together. It's kind of a struggle. I can still win, but it depends on how they swap, what they swap into, and how I react to it, and how fast I am at reacting to it. Okay, so this team's just powerful, though. Overall, this team is an absolute powerhouse. I love when I see Empoleon leads too. The Machamp with the Empoleon lead, and then I find they'll swap in Giratina, for example, right? Then obviously we have swaps available for the Giratina with this team, but then they end up having Obstagoon in the back, and I just yeet. I love this team. I feel like it's a fighting team though, right? Because you have the Machamp, you definitely want Focus Blast on the Gengar, and then you have the close combat available on Berserker. Like all three of them have fighting type damage as basically nukes. I don't know that you can call the Shadow Cross Chop a nuke, but if it hits the right target, like an Obstagoon for example, then it's definitely still a nuke. If it hits a Berserker, it's kind of a nuke, right? Even against the Swampert, if it goes unshielded, it's going to do around, I want to say 30 to 35% damage, somewhere around there, just with the Cross Chop. So that's why I don't like to swap out, because I want to win that matchup since I have the energy lead, and I want to get rid of those shields, and or I just want to straight up win switch advantage. So maybe, you know, if we dropped or changed one of the picks in this team, it could be better to play out against a Swampert swap if they lead Cresselia, or if they lead Giratina, or not Giratina. You wouldn't want to switch out Giratina from Machamp. I'd be switching out in that situation. Anyways, I feel like overall Swampert is probably the biggest problem. Togekiss isn't that bad with this team, but Swampert specifically is the biggest threat to this team. Again, that's in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Yeah, we let the Icy one go because we know we can close out at this point. We have the Gengar in the back. They actually ended up swapping, and this another beautiful one. Watch this. Oh my gosh, watch this Focus Blast just absolutely destroy this Snorlax. One shot. It's gonzo. And then we can just Shadow Claw down on the Articuno. I end up just throwing anyway because I was getting actually close to the end of my lunch. I didn't want to go over. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to play that game. I'll just Shadow Punch, get it out of there. And that's going to be GG's. So GG's tell the opponents. Again, I absolutely love using this team. I'm going to continue using it. I might switch up a thing or two depending on the meta that I run into. But yeah. That's it. So this was kind of a short and sweet video. Nonetheless, again, if you didn't see the last video, I'm going to let you know again. I plan on uploads Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and streams on my Twitch, by the way, which is twitch.tv /JayDevin Live. If you don't follow me there currently for Go Battle League and Pokemon Go PvP content, as well as our own format, which is called Dice Cup, go ahead and drop a follow right now. The link is always in the description below. But yeah, as well, if you enjoyed this content, if this was the first time seeing this team and or this kind of content being featured from me, please remember to subscribe if you feel my vibe, and power punch the notification bell for more PvP content, as well as dropping a like on the video. It really does help a lot with the growth of the channel. Thank you so much for doing that if you do so. But nonetheless, that is it for this video. So Battlers, we'll see you in the next video. Always remember, have a good stinking day.